There has been a lot of hullabaloo coming out through Raiders OTA so far. I know, not the usual background. The wife and I are moving to an apartment. Kind of a long story, but overall, you guys will see the new setup here in just a little bit. But overall, there's a lot of different things coming out of Raiders OTAs as of late. And one of the things is how good this defense really is playing right now. Now, a couple things to consider. Number one, offense has a completely new offensive coordinator. That's kind of huge because it's a whole new system, a whole new everything. Everybody's got to learn. You got two quarterbacks competing for a starting spot, so both of them are new, obviously new to the system, and also are trying to prove their whole spiel and all that stuff. And then also, yeah, the defense largely returns the same guys under the same defensive coordinator. So yeah, should be balling out right now, and it is. And there's kind of been some things that have reminded me of how dominant this Raiders defense can be as in years past. That is, and I think there's five reasons. There's five. Uno, dos, cuatro, cinco. Anyway, I know we skipped one in there. There's five reasons that the Las Vegas Raiders could have the best defense in the NFL, and we're going to go through the reasons right here today. So, number one, I think with the dominant defensive line that they already have, I think it's kind of a no-brainer because yes, you got Max Crosby on the edge, Tyree Wilson coming back in year two. Hopefully, he can make some noise on the inside as well as the outside at defensive end. You've got Malcolm Kuntz coming back after an 8-sack season. You also added Christian Wilkins, arguably the best defensive tackle in the NFL in free agency. That's going to be huge. So you have this dominant defensive line that I think is going to feed families. It is going to set the tone up front, and then I think that is going to make things a lot easier from there. Number two, returning starters. To my knowledge, I think the Raiders have only lost. I really haven't lost a lot. I think like one player. What's that? Amik Robertson. That's how little the Raiders have lost on the defensive side of the football when it comes to starters and notable name players. Like they really haven't lost anybody. They're returning a lot of guys that have been in the same system with Patrick Graham, with the same mentality, and they've got that teamwork. They know what it's like to play with each other. That's absolutely huge. We'll get into that here more in a second. Number three, Christian Wilkins. Now I know we mentioned him there in the dominant defensive line part, but there is so many reasons that Christian Wilkins could be an absolute hand here for the Raiders, and I don't think that's going to be that far of a stretch. He is going to absolutely come in and wreck fools. I think he was kind of in a way almost the missing piece for this defensive line because you had pieces. You had Max Crosby, you had Malcolm Kuntz, you had all these guys, but you really didn't have that guy in the middle that was going to eat up double teams, that was going to make plays in the running game, that was going to make plays as a pass rusher. Christian Wilkins checks off all those boxes. Really excited for what he's going to bring. Number four, cohesion. We mentioned it. Yes, there's something to be said about being able to play with your guys, know what is going to happen, and just let the other guys take care of the rest. Again, you've got a dominant defensive line. You've got that linebacking core that's going to shut down the run, and you've got that secondary that is going to do its thing. And speaking of secondary, it's a young and hungry secondary. Yes, Trayvon Morgan had himself kind of a bounce back here going into a contract year. Him and Malcolm Kuntz probably are going to get paid in free agency. Yeah, what's the term there from Parks and Rec? Flushed with cash. They're going to get paid, but for now, they're going to be here with the Raiders to show another year of what they can do. And yes, you drafted DeCameron Richardson in the fourth round of the 2024 NFL Draft. You got Jack Jones as a free agent last year after he was released by the Patriots. And yes, it is going to be a young and hungry secondary. Nobody is going to be handed anything, and I think they're going to do some really good things this year. But overall, the Raiders are in a really good spot. They've got the tools, they've got the coaching, they've got the players to make it happen. I think a top five defense is definitely not out of the realm of possibility. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. All that wonderful stuff. But let us know what you guys think about our five reasons that the Las Vegas Raiders could have the best defense in the NFL.